Motor's ready to go. We're going to try tracking with the drone this morning. So I got 3 cameras going at the same time. A little more complicated than the usual setup. All right, I think we're ready. I need to get the controller. All right, that looks good. Checklist looks good.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Video is started.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay, that's good enough. All right, there we go. Need to get the anchor up. I screwed up there. I was supposed to go before supposed to have the anchor up before I did this. But hopefully this will go smooth. Try this again. Well, it seemed to work. Sorry I wasn't talking. I was too busy trying to make sure I didn't fly the drone into some trees and get some different angles. It's a handful to try to do all of that at one time. We were successful. Pleased with that. The batteries were up to 99% when I started, which really helps. I don't know what, the batteries seem to be discharging quicker, so I probably need to put them on the charger before I take off on a flight. Take that into account. A lot of times I'm starting and I've only got about 57% of the, really cuts down on the flight time. Especially doing this kind of a flight where I'm following the boat. It takes more time, especially if you want to get a couple different angles and stuff. I'm not going to have you on very much longer. I try to save the battery for when I go into this place we're heading to. It's just up the lake a ways. We got weather coming in next 2 days, which is unfortunate. I thought it was just going to be 1 day, but it looks like it's going to go into 2 days. But we'll just have to see how that works out, in fact. Although the last series was 2 days in a row, so maybe that's the norm. It's warm this morning. I didn't check the temperature just before I left, but it's definitely warmed up. It was pretty cool this morning when I got up, I think 45. It's got to be in the 60s right now. Of course, I've been running around, so that works up a sweat. Everything seems in order this morning. Just had cereal, granola for breakfast, peanut butter and toast, the normal scenario. Coffee and cookies during my study time. And the nice thing about it is it's fairly calm this morning, which makes it nice for the move. Don't have to worry about fighting wind and waves. I'm not going that far, and then when we get in there, hopefully the anchorage is a good one. But I don't, no shower today because I just showered yesterday. Probably be a little more reading or music. The interesting thing was there was no bugs in the cockpit last night well after sunset. I wasn't chased in at all. I just went inside after a while. But what I found out was later that night the mosquitoes came out of the cracks and crevices of the boat, attacked me again about 11:30, something like that. You know, it's always right in the middle of your sleep. I slept okay after I killed most of the mosquitoes. There's probably one or two there that got their blood fill, I'm sure, after I went to sleep. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take the cameras down. We'll talk to you guys after we get into the anchorage, or probably put them up just before I go in. All right, I think we're hooked up. Let's hope this is successful. Put the camera out on the side this time. P2. Get a side view of the boat. It's kind of a deep little cove, but it's going to protect us from the winds that I'm expecting. Out of the south over the next couple days during the rain. Supposed to get stronger actually tonight, I think. Up to 15 miles an hour, which is, my experience is it gets pretty, the waves get pretty choppy out here if that happens. So we're trucking along here. Got to keep an eye on the depths as we go in here. It's like a good potential campsite over there to the right on that point. See it with the P2 there. 30 feet. Better slow down here. We don't want to get caught by something coming up out of the water. I don't see any light color here and indicate that, but it's 24 feet. And we are crossing the point here, 23 feet. There was a peak that came up to 14 feet. We'll stay away from that point. 27 feet, now it's getting deep, so we must have just passed over the point. Pretty rocky, steep peaks there. But there's another point here, so we better be careful there. I can see some rocks sticking out there, so potentially there could be something there. Back to 48 feet. And as I said before, we can't trust the charts, so going in here, we'll just be careful. I'm hoping that there's some shallows that are going to allow me to anchor properly. Kind of a neat little cove there. If you were in a canoe or kayak, you could pull in there and have it fairly well protected. Okay, now we're back to 87 feet. I'm planning to kind of go into this little narrow channel down in the end and get additional protection. I thought there might be some cliffs in here, but I'm not seeing any right now. The wind is coming up. Of course, this valley kind of funnels it, and that's kind of what I'm expecting over the next couple days. Is it could get pretty windy even in the anchorage. However, if I'm securely anchored, I'm not concerned about it. Again, that's a nice campsite on that point there to the right. Looks like it could be anyway. Even to pull the boat in there. I didn't see a fire ring, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. So the key here is we're going to just have to be careful of our depths. We've gone just under 5 miles. That was the plan. Step the speed up a little bit here. get down to the end. Well, assuming there's a shallow enough water, the chart shows there is, but you just never know. This is more remote, so I'm hoping maybe we can see a moose or a bear, or even a wolf, or some other kind of critter. We haven't had very good luck so far, that's for sure. And then the shallow water all of a sudden, so we better cut back. 16 feet, so that's a good sign. Well, I think it's probably deep for a little while here, 12, 13 feet right now. We'll just go in as far as we can. The more protection we can get, the better. 10 feet. 10 feet, it looks like pretty flat bottom, weedy, muddy, but I'm not sure I can get in the furthest corner here. We'll see, but maybe. It's 12 feet here now. The slope is steeper right off to the left. 10 feet, 11 feet, still pretty steady. There's a bald eagle. First bald eagle I've seen. Adult, at least. I thought I saw an immature, but that was adult. Maybe he'll stick around and I can get a picture of him later again. All right, again, I think it's deeper on the left. There's a duck, too. First duck I've seen. Saw mergansers, but no ducks. This is where I was trying to get into. Deadhead there, so it must be shallow. Yeah, there it comes up shallow. 8 feet there. We'll go up a little further. Perfect. 7 feet. 7 feet, so we'll plan on a scope of 50. All right, we're good. Anchor's holding. Got a deadhead close to me here, don't like that. I think I'll clear it, and if I can't clear it, I'll have to put a stern anchor out. We arrived, 6.5 feet. I think it's gonna lay more over to the left anyway here, but it kind of depends on how the wind swirls around in this canyon. Pretty high terrain off there. You can't see it there with the camera what it is. Let me lift this up, and there you can see it. Some high terrain there, and just to the right of that high terrain is where the wind is going to funnel through. I'll just have to see how close it carries me to the land here. I may have to put stern anchor out. That's okay. I may do that anyway, just to be on the safe side. It looks like we'll clear that deadhead anyway, but I'm more concerned about the shore now. Well, we'll see. Let's leave the depth sounder on. We'll check it out here in a minute. We'll see if it swings closer to shore. We're clear on the deadhead. It's a narrow little slot here, so no matter what even with the shallow depth that I've got, it's you're going to be close to shore either side, depending on which way the wind is blowing. So we'll see. Anyway, folks, it's a beautiful sunny blue sky day for summer. You know, I've had 2 nice days. Just thank the Lord for the beautiful weather. It's been very pleasant the last 2 days, and then last night not having the bugs out while I sat on the stern deck was really a pleasure. It's one of the things I really enjoy about the fall is you don't have that bug problem where you could set out on the deck pretty much any time. We're going to get a little close here to shore. Looks like it's deep right up to shore. We're still at 5 feet. It's about what it was last night when we flipped around. I just want to make sure we're clear. 5 feet of depth here. Looks like we're going to be okay. It's close, but no cigar. 4'3". It looks like just barely. We're clear here on the stern, just barely. About the length of the kayak or a little more. It's going to go all the way around, it looks like. All right, now it's going back the other way, but we're going to be clear, so I'm not concerned. You can see the entry there. That's kind of narrow. That should help protect us. Most of our wind, though, is going to be south, so that opening kind of goes, north-northwest, I guess. And if you haven't seen my new signs there, there's got new YouTube signs on this lower part of the side there, you can see. It's a nice cove. What my plan is today, just relax. I got to see if I can fix the depth sounder. The depth sounder seems to not be functioning. I don't know if that's a blown fuse or some other issue. At any rate, I got a little water in the bilge. I should pump that out too from the rain the last couple of days. And if we're going to get more rain, I need to have that cleared out. So I've got a hand pump. I can pump it out while we're waiting. I'll maybe talk to you guys later, give you an update on what's happening. Just so you know, I did hear from the White Bear Lake police this morning that they said they were glad to hear that I was fine. So based on the answer they gave, that they must be satisfied that it was primarily oriented to that they were looking for me, not anything wrong with the truck and the trailer. I think they just sat there setting for several days and decided that they needed to check on the owner and make sure that I wasn't floating face down somewhere out in the lake. They were just doing their due diligence. Ontario police contacted White Bear Police, who contacted my daughter and woke her up middle of the late night or late evening, and she was in their bed. So that's always a little alarming to get those kind of messages. But she was able to tell them that she had just talked to me that day, so I obviously was fine, and I think she gave them some contact information. At any rate, all is well in the world. We'll talk to you later. Take care. Well, folk, good evening. Decided to take a little kayak trip to check out to see if there's a waterfall there at the head of my little cove we're going to go check that out. Boat's behind me there. Rain's coming tomorrow, so I thought, or actually tonight, around midnight or so, I thought I'd better go check this out because tomorrow it ain't going to happen. I don't know that there's a waterfall, but I saw some foam coming out, and I thought, it's got to be generated by probably a little waterfall or a rapid. Normally you don't see that kind of foam unless there is. My phone is the anchor alarm, and it just gave me an alarm, so I had to turn it off. That's what I was seeing right there. It's very pretty. Stuck on a rock, so it's kind of holding me. Very neat, very neat. Could have walked up along this. Maybe there was even a steeper falls as you go up. Would have been nice to check that out. I should have checked it out earlier. I kind of suspected there might be a falls here. I just wasn't sure about it. But the terrain kind of climbs for half a mile or so. So I'm guessing that this rapid is all the way up the hill here for quite a ways. Ourselves go back downstream. Another rock behind me. Make sure I get in the middle. Not getting in the middle. I think I got it. Almost got stuck on the rock there. So anyway, that was the excitement for the evening. Go up and check the waterfall. I'm glad I came. So we'll get turned around here. Got a bird there. I can't tell what it is. Looks like a redhead. See if I can get another shot. We'll take a swing around the cove here. Maybe we'll get a closer shot of that redhead. I'm glad I went up there. Yeah, he's letting me get closer. Get a picture of the boat. I'll slide up closer to the boat here. There you can see the new YouTube sign. The old Shanty Sanctuary sign is getting a little worn out in the sun there. Alright, let's go see anything else in this cove while I'm out. Our little redhead is still floating ahead of me. You can see him out there ahead of me, right above, off the bow. Nice little cove. I really like this place. It's I think one of my favorites. If I can get a closer shot of this bird. Oh, he flew. There's another little creek coming in there. There's a rock ahead, so don't run into that. The redhead flew off. He didn't like my pestering him, but I got several shots. We'll see if they turn out. He was quite a ways away, but we'll try. I set the shutter speed this time, and hopefully that'll help the blurred situation. It looked like it could be a campsite up in there if you really wanted to try to make it. This is kind of the entry to the inner cove, so I'll cross over to the other side and we'll go back. And cloud cover is increasing, as you can see there. They said rain by 10. I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe 11 or 12. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go check that falls out, because I just had a feeling there was a falls there. Based on that foam that I saw in the water, you just don't see that unless there's a waterfall or a rapid. Not seeing any much activity, the critters, you know. I saw that redhead, I saw the bald eagle when I came in. Bald eagle hasn't come back. I thought he might. If this was one of his favorite fishing spots, you'd think he would. I don't want to run over that tree, so give it a little room here. Probably not a huge concern, but I just didn't want to hit it. There you can see it. Nice big ridge behind the boat there. You see the stern line off the for the stern anchor there. That's just kind of hold position in the middle of the channel, so I don't go to either side too far. We'll swing by the boat here just so you can get a good look. See the 3 ox fuel tanks under the helm seat. My freshwater tank in blue. We'll come around here and return to the boat. Satisfied my curiosity about the falls. Got some film of that. Now we're just trying to get back to the boat, get unloaded, get rigged up before the rain hits. No danger anytime soon, but it's coming. Right. Come up alongside and tie up. All right, there we go.